Hello and welcome to week 4 of our Hello Ladybug coffee and card. So this is a final card and I seem to have brought every single stamp out almost to make this card. Thought I'd do a nice stamp background this time. We've got a punch bent ladybug, but I've also fussy cut his little friend out as well. So let's see if we've got any surprises on the inside. No, we haven't. Right, okay. So we'll get started. So now obviously I do classes, which is why I've got so many blocks. But you can always move them around if you don't have all those blocks, obviously. So in your pack you have so throwing her envelope on the floor. So I've got a couple of pieces of scrap to do your 2 ladybirds, and then I've punched up. These are actually unfortunately a retired punch. I just thought just 2 little nice circles that'll go on top of each other for the sentiment there. And then I've given you a piece of basic white to do your background stamping on, some evening evergreen as your mat, and then I've done a basic A6 card blank in, and I'm going to have to look it up, pale papaya. So, and I've used for the stamping for this the evening evergreen and the pale papaya for the flowers. So those of you who did last year's colour share, you've got these. But have a play, because the evening evergreen is quite neutral, and if you don't want to use the pale papaya you could also use a different colour and then not use the layering of the sentiment stamp. It's up to you. Right, so let's just move these out of the way, so and then we can get started with some stamping. I'll pop that out of the way as well and get the flowers. And so you'll need some scratch paper on your desk. I use the Stampin' Up grid paper. It's really useful. As you can see, it does get multiple uses. I don't just use it once. This has a double thing as well. I know this is the area of my screen, so if I'm off here, you can't see what I'm doing. So I'll pop that over there and pop those over there so they're out of the way. So I started with the big green leaf because that's the biggest part of your pattern, and then filled in with the flowers. So again, I'm going to use the evening evergreen. Yeah, I've suddenly realised I don't have the refills for these, so I've had to quickly add them to my current order that's standing by to go in. So, and I'm just going to randomly add these big leaves. You can see it does need a little bit of a re-ink. It just gives a little bit of a distressed look, doesn't it? That's all. Okay. Then should we stick with that one and go from the corner over there? So these, I don't know. Knowing Stampin' Up, there will be a real leaf, these, although I don't know what it is. Answers on a postcard, please, or in the comments in the YouTube box underneath. Most welcome. So just didn't quite imagine little ladybirds going there, so that's fine. And then let's just do this last one. I'm just going to pop it in that gap there. There we go. Let's wash these off. So there's my green, and then I just took the pale papaya, and there's a little stamp here that's got 3 flowers on. I don't know if you can see it there. So we're going to use that for the pale papaya. So, okay, so I'm just going to start stamping these into the gaps. So pop that one there, and then maybe one of the smaller ones in that gap. Oh, do try and ink up your stamps properly. I'm going to live with that partial flower rather than trying to correct it. And then we'll pop those 2 there. I'll have another little bunch there. They fit. Oh, they will perfectly. Just there. Maybe a single one there. And then we'll put those there. There we go. Now, if you wanted, you could put a single one there, and I'll show you how to do it. So I'm just going to clean and dry my stamp. Clean and dry. And then I'm just going to ink up that little flower. Okay, and I'm just catching it just on the corner there. You think you might have... There we go. And then I can just pop it in there and no one would know. Okay, so... Right. Just pop that to one side to dry. And then we'll get our black out. And so we have two little pieces, one for our little ladybird and then one for our bigger one. So, ladybird, where are you? So as I say, if you want a really, really, really deep black, then use your Stamparatus. I'm just going to do a straightforward stamped one this time. I'm getting my punch so I know which end I need to put it on. So it's going to come in this way, so it needs to be on that side and it needs to be near the bottom, unlike last time when I managed to get it near the top. Okay. Just pop him there. Give the ink a chance to transfer. There we go, that's quite good, nice and black. Now while I've got the black out, I'll do the little guy, and you know, I'm going to have a go at perhaps doing the wings the other way around that we do. So that's going to go in that way, this is going to go in that way, so we'll put this here. I'm doing the spots first. Let's see how that works. Okay. So, there's our spots. See if it's any easier to line up the wings to the spots or the spots to the wings. And then I'm going to get our little guy here who's meandering along with a lovely big smile on his face. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp him there. Okay. So it's nice and clean. So I'll put away the black and get the real red out. I do love my real red. It was one of the earliest colours I bought. I remember going to a stamping afternoon with my upline and texting her when I go home going, what colour was that we used? Long before I was a demonstrator. Let's see if that helps. It's fairly straightforward. It looks fairly straightforward. Let's see what the finished article looks like. There we go. That looks fine. And then we need to stamp the little guy's body. So I'm just inking that up again in the real red. Also feeling like it might need a little bit of a re-ink. My ink pads do get hammered. I do lots of classes. And I just find it easier to use my own ink pads rather than get people to bring theirs, because it's somebody's always bound to forget one of them, and it's just easier to use mine. So they are well used, well loved. There we go. I'm quite pleased with how I managed to stamp on our little ladybug then. And then I did my sentiments. So again, I'm nipping back to the Evening Evergreen for that. So, and what I did with this one was, because a lot of these sentiments, if you're using two parts, so I'm using hello and my friend on these, and if you put them together, the gap between them's too much. So what I'm going to do first of all is stamp hello at the top. So this is on my little circle, so hello at the top, and then I'm going to add my friend underneath. Don't forget you do have the emergency other side if you don't quite get it lined up right. It looks better than if you do them both on the same block. So hello, my friend. Okay, so if I were to put them on the same block, I'll show you what happens. So, it's because the stamps have got an edge. So if I drop that down a bit and put the hello, and even if I butt it right up against the other stamp, which is there, watch it work now. So see this, you know, you look at the gap on mine and look at the gap there. So I just feel it looked a little bit better and a bit more, because that's quite close together. To then have a big gap between the hello and my friend, I didn't think it looked just right, which is why I do it separately. Okay, so pop this away and get the scissors out. Well, we'll punch the ladybird, the punchable ladybird out first. So let's get, I did the wings the wrong way around. Never mind, it'll still work. Right, so let's get this ladybird in position. So you've got a nice even white edge all the way around, and make sure you're not snapping off any of the antenna. Okay, so that's that. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to put it in this way. So I'm not paying full attention. I'm going to have a white ladybird coming out now. Obviously, if you've done this and you don't want to waste the middle bit of card, you can always just chop off this end and use a post-it note. There we go. So we have a spare white ladybird there. Okay. And then I'm just going to get my Stampin' Up snips out. And when I do my fussy cutting, you can make it as fussy as you want. Now, you can see I didn't go between the body and the antenna here. I just wobbled around the feet. I didn't go down every single one between the gap, and I left a little white line all the way around, which is what I like to do. I also cut with the scissors slightly, with the top blade slightly angled away. And what I'm doing, I don't know if you can see, I'm actually turning the paper rather than moving the scissors. So I'm just going to wander around the antennae into the middle. As I say, you can be as fussy or unfussy as you like. One of my friends, Pip Todman, was saying the other day that she's going to stop calling it fussy cutting, because really it's not, it's just cutting. You just need a bit of a steady hand and some patience. Practice. It was with everything, isn't it? I'm cutting this a bit close to his face here. I'm not entirely, well, too late now. I think I'd have preferred a little bit of a bigger gap there. But then now we're round at the feet, and it is just a case. I mean, to be fair, you could even just cut straight across. But I've just followed the outlines of the feet, not gone massively detailed. But if you cut it with the scissors at a slant like this, it sort of gives you a better finish. Sort of rounds the paper off a little bit like a die cut would. Not as much as a die cut would, obviously, but so. And then I'm just going to follow that back leg, and then when I'm nearly at the body, just take off that corner. There you go. See, wasn't that hard? Okay, put that away. And we just need to build the card. So the ladybug, the ladybugs as they are, we call them ladybirds in the UK. They are on dimensional, so I'll just get out my multi-purpose glue. And I'm just going to pop a little line of glue on the wings. And stick those onto my ladybird, just below the neck. Ooh, I'm looking through the wrong part of my varifocals. I got some double vision then. That was very weird. Right, and then my optometry friends don't need to worry. It is just the varifocals that are doing it. I do know. Okay. Right. And then we just need to make the card. So I'm sticking the evening evergreen on first. I do wonder why we turn a blank piece of card over to put the glue on. I do it automatically every time, and it's just the same on both sides, except now it's not because it's got glue on one side. Okay, so before you press it down, just move it around to get it where you want. Add your leaves and flowers. So I've left the nice easy one for the end. And then I'll use some dimensionals to pop on the ladybirds. So nice, quick and simple. Okay, so 1, 2, this one. There we go, and then 2 on this one. Love the leaf, it just takes up so much space, it's so spectacular. And then the flowers are not too small either, so I think they look cute too. So, see if I do that, where am I going to put that? Oh, I could, so I could cover up, you see. Cover up goof number 1 and number 2. So as my friend says, they're not mistakes, they are embellishment opportunities. Okay, so that's that. And I'm just going to pop this down here this time. There we go. So there we are. So that's the one I did earlier in the month, and this is the one we've done today. So it's the last card of Coffee and Card, and I cannot remember for the life of me what comes up next. I'll put it in the comments, okay, and then you can see what comes next. So as ever, you know, thumbs up if you've liked the video, contact me if you didn't, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, and I will see you soon. Bye.